into the ring, it's Monday Night Fire. My rhymes burn hotter than a funeral pyre. I'm the heavyweight champ, you can call me sire. Reviewing raw like a southern rap messiah. Crossing over lines like I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin. Flipping opponents like I'm Randy Orton. Dirty South flow, my words they be caustic. Every verse I drop got them head nodding. Spit lyrical punches like a ruthless fighter. Got the crowd hype, I'm the crowd igniter. Breaking down the raw matches, no denier. Dirty style rap, I'm the Monday night supplier.
What is up, window lickers? Grun's friends? Are you out there? Any Chaos Goblins? Anybody in the household? Hey, we are glad you stopped in and spent some time with us here on a Monday. And you can see we got a packed full house. We got some regulars and we got a special guest. He is the creator of IYH. He is the guy who allows these crazy bastards on this show to play in this show, and he signs his name on it and lets us go live on all the stuff. So here he is. He is Howse. How are you doing, my friend? How goes it?
Man, it's going good. I am wrapping up a really great vacation, man. Just enjoying some really great international shows for that WWE is putting on in the last few weeks, and I've got a chance to really get into that. And I know that at some time in this vacation, I wanted to come here and I wanted to talk to you guys. I get a chance to talk to you, Voice, and you, Grun, every Sunday, and now Thursdays when we do the ECW watch along. But I don't really get a chance to talk to my man Kev over here, so I want to make sure I came on an episode of Window Lickers and just chopped it up with you guys and the Chaos Goblin as well.
Awesome. Yeah, we're glad to have you. And yes, our own Chaos Goblin has become our own 80s style Corey and Corey. Everybody's stopping in to see him. I don't know which one he is. I kind of see him more as a Corey Haim just because that was my favorite one. And, I don't ever see him moonwalking anywhere, imitating Michael Jackson.
No, I don't have that in me. No. I'm smooth in a lot of ways, but moonwalk isn't one of them. Always attempts to I've attempted being able to do the moonwalk since I don't know, 3rd grade, some shit like that.
It's been a minute.
I believe in you, Kevin.
And not a once has it gone correctly.
Not a once, he says.
It's a special skill.
Kevin, we missed you last week. I know we got that little bit of news. So is everything's okay?
Good. Everyone's safe. For those at home, this is why I wasn't there. At about 6 o'clock, I was still planning to be there, and at about 6:05, there was a house fire where I was. We had to be evacuated out of the building. I was there visiting a friend. It was actually my friend's house. It wasn't mine. But some of my possessions were there. We're still figuring everything out as far as salvage and stuff like that. But everyone's safe. All animals are accounted for. Nobody got hurt.
Awesome. And
insurance is covering everything. So it's the best news you can have. But it was a bad situation. But I'm back here and we're good.
Awesome. Yeah,
Thank
we didn't
God.
let the fans know all the details. I kind of wanted to let you, if you wanted to talk about that. But we're glad that your friends are good. Everybody's alive. That's the most important thing. And possessions can always be replaced, my friend.
Facts.
All right, Grun.
Yep.
What the fuck you been up to since last 24 hours since I've seen your face?
You know what? Just going through work and figuring out how am I going to get ready for. I got a wedding in just over a month. My cousin, she's going to be the first of us kids to get married.
Wow, she's setting the trend in your family, huh?
She's going to be the first of the kids, at least.
Man, Grun. So when you getting hitched?
That is a great question. Let's ask a crystal ball.
I don't want to. I'll ask a girl named Crystal in Philadelphia, and she'll be able to tell me.
No.
I'm pretty sure
No,
she's
that-
probably got an 8-ball on her. So, you know, there you go.
This does not sound like a good idea. No,
I think,
I don't want
think
Crystal from Philly.
On the playground is where she spent most of her days.
there we go. There we go. So if you're out there in the Philadelphia area, just hit us up. If you can finish the rest of that theme and, you know, tell Grun you love them.
Oh, I have a fun story off of that because this will probably never come up again.
You got Grun scared.
No, it has something to do with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It doesn't have to do with you.
Oh, okay.
Good.
So when I was in college, I was going through and I was in a history class, and the way that they ran tests where you had to pick like 10 terms from a board of 20 and you had to write a half-page thing on them.
Okay.
I once got extra credit by doing this from the TC. And I swear to God, I've never gotten extra credit in any other college class. It was just me being goofy. I wrote all 10 of the terms. Like I did the test like I was supposed to do the test.
Yeah.
And then I did an 11th one.
Oh, no.
And the 11th one was me defining Will Smith. And what it ended up happening, I started defining all his accolades and all the actor stuff and defining his career. And then it just trailed into the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air theme song until I finished it.
That's awesome. That's
And
awesome.
I got it. It wasn't a lot of extra credit, but he gave me 1 point, and he's like, "You deserve this."
Hey, 1 point is 1 point, my friend.
Hey, it's extra credit.
That's awesome, Kevin. We almost need our own separate podcast where Kevin just tells us stories.
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
just
all the
listen to
dumb
his
stuff I've
stories.
done.
Yeah, I think it would be a hit. But we're on another hit show here, this Monday review show. We've us three, the Bearded Brigade, have definitely built this show up. We got a loyal fan base. Speaking of that, we got the Lou chiming in. IYH, happy Monday to you, the Lou. And Howse, I like the new backdrop. See, Howse is already
I was
getting
about to
compliments.
comment. I really like that.
Yeah,
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
it's looking really good back there. Looking very professional.
Appreciate you, bro. Slowly but surely.
There you go. There you go. As long as we get there. So Howse, we have you on the show,
Yes, sir.
and we're always in communication with each other. And you brought up some things you might want to talk about. So what we're going to do here on the show is we're going to give you the floor first. We're going to let you talk about that, and then we have a Grun discussion coming up, and then Kevin, whatever you want to talk about, will follow that. So that's how it'll go, fans out there. So let's dive into it. Howse, take her away.
I appreciate you, voice, and I appreciate the work that you guys do here on Window Lickers, the Raw preview review show. You guys get us all, headed up into Monday Night Raw, but it's been a little bit different in the last couple of weeks because we've been on this international tour. So what you fellas normally do, our normal situation here at In Your House, is you guys go over everything that happened last week. Then you preview what is going to happen in about an hour when Monday Night Raw is coming up. And then me and the amazing Annie O'Neill over on Wednesdays, the Raw deal with Howse and O'Neill, we break it all down and get real granular with Monday Night Raw, which I enjoy to do with Annie. But because of these international shows, I've been able to, and me being on vacation, I've been able to look at these shows firsthand, really dissect them. I'm not rushing to get home to try to get in front of the TV or anything like that. I've already been home. So, there's so many things I can talk about this last Monday Night Raw that just happened a few hours ago. A lot of things that I can say, but I'm going to leave most of that for Wednesday. But there is one specific thing that I wanted to talk about, and that is the fact that on this Monday Night Raw that just happened, something happened that I've called for the last week. And I think a lot of us saw it coming. The writing was on the wall. It's not rocket science. And that's the fact that Gunther was going to be facing Jimmy Uso this week on Monday Night Raw. Now, I think that we've all been very, very critical of the World Heavyweight Championship situation for good reason. I'm not saying that there's nothing to pick apart or anything like that with Jey Uso. I think everybody feels how they feel, and it's very polarizing at the time. And then, for me, I'm like, oh, now they're adding his brother to the storyline. And I think that, backing up here, I think that one of the big things that people have complained about with this storyline is that it's stale. Is that it feels like we've seen it already before. It feels like we're into an obvious situation where Jey Uso is going to win at WrestleMania. But here's the thing, where it has been kind of at that point where it's like, okay, we need a little bit more meat on the bone. And we saw that with a lot of storylines. For me, I feel like this past Monday Night Raw, the theme of it was escalating WrestleMania storylines. We saw it with Cody and Cena. We saw it with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky and Bianca Belair. But specifically this one right here, something needed to happen. And I think anybody who saw the writing on the wall would know, hey, Gunther is about to beat the brakes off of Jimmy Uso. He is about to hurt that man. I didn't know how it was going to happen, but my God, the way that it happened when it happened was disgusting. I mean, it was the escalation that, in my mind, I feel like needed to happen to take this storyline to a level of like, okay, now it's got to get like, we got to give us a reason to care. And when you're over here zip tying that man to the rope, then proceeding to beat the mess out of his brother, beat the mess out of him, bloody him up, taste that man's blood, have it be painted in his blood. I mean, to me personally, this put this put Gunther on another level, and this put this storyline on another level, because it's like I said this yesterday. Gunther is doing everything that he needs to do week to week to week. He's having television matches. He's cutting promos. He's escalating. He's doing everything he needed to do. This right here, what happened here in England just a few hours ago, was exactly what needed to happen to take this to another level. Is it parallel to Cody and Cena? No. But, it escalated in a way that it needed to make people care about this. So I wanted to bring it to the table because it's really polarizing subject of Jey Uso. Is he ready? Is he not ready? Is this the spot he needs to be in? And why do we care about the storyline? Why should we care about this storyline? And I was in the same boat. I was like, why should we care? But this right here made me care.
Well, I would
agree
with you.
Escalation of force. I think it's felt stale to an extent because of how long it's stretched. Because they already had this feud going since before the new year, really. If we're really looking back, because they were fighting each other ever since after War Games with the Bloodline is pretty much when it started. How can we escalate it? How can we get people to care after, 4 months of build? I don't know how many of you have played that, the new WWE 2K25 game, but rivalries go on cooldown after a fucking month or two.
Yep. Yes, sir.
So how can we redo it? And I think this was a great way to do it. I can't turn off my brain when I watch some of these things. So there was one thing, it's a slight thing. When I was watching the handcuffing or the zip tying, I know you can break those zip ties.
Yeah,
pull with enough force.
Dude, I was thinking that the whole time.
Yeah,
because he has enough leverage when he only has one hand there. You have to tie both, because if you tie both, you can't get as much leverage. He can't push off the same rope or off of the ground with his feet. But if you only have one, you can get enough momentum and leverage to actually break it.
Oh yeah.
So that was my one thing that I'm like, really? Like, damn. And it took me out for just a hot second, but just a hot second it pales in comparison to what they did, because what they did is made me care that Jey Uso just saw his brother get just Bobby murdered right in front of him.
Sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, they did. They brought that point across for a lot of people. I mean, I'm hearing it from Howse. I'm hearing it from you, Kevin. Grun, let's hear what you have to say about this moment, because I know Gunther is like, your brother. You love him. You protect him. So
Sure.
let's hear what you got to say about him, Grun.
All right. Well, I think this is this was definitely the thing that they needed to do to make it believable when Jey Uso does inevitably cut a promo on this, saying Jimmy is going to be all right, but he's going to miss WrestleMania, and it's because Gunther, and he's going to sound really fired up. Hopefully, this is what's going to be the thing that really ignites a fire in this rivalry, because if we look at the WrestleMania card, like it is hard, because some of these matches that either are being teased and not confirmed yet are sound amazing, sound fantastic. And then you take into consideration the ones that do have a lot of bad blood, like the triple threat between Roman, Punk, and Rollins. That was taken up to another level on SmackDown. Now, so the World Heavyweight Championship, something's got to happen to take it up to the next level, and this was that thing. And so, I cannot wait.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Kevin, I'm there with you. The zip tie thing kind of took me out of it for a minute, but like you said, it was such a minute detail.
It was well done regardless. So it's a
Exactly.
lot like it's a lot like during a match. If you miss one spot, but you nail the finish and what matters, it's not gonna matter.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is fantastic. I love hearing you say those exact words, because Grun, I know you can follow me on this one because you've been watching it too. LFG. So the week before this last one, they had CM Punk on. CM Punk focused on them cutting promos. And then Friday night, we get one of the best contract signings we've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. And CM Punk brought everything he gave to those contestants in that show, and he put it into that promo. He made you care. He made you wonder why you're in this position that you're in. And he fed he taught about how you're supposed to not spoon feed the audience, but you're supposed to leave little breadcrumbs for them to follow.
You got to hold out your hand so that they're willing to take it.
Exactly.
You got to bring them on the journey.
Exactly. So when we go into this past Sunday, Gunther was a special guest on this one. And his whole thing was, you have to make them believe. You have to have grit. You have to, the heel's biggest job, he said, in this day and age of wrestling, is to make that face, for the fans to care about that face. That is your biggest job right now. And he did that. He made us care about Jey Uso, because right now, the energy that if somebody did that to one of my brothers in front of my face, that's main event energy I'm going to have until I meet that person on a one-on-one. So I really love how they're blending this stuff. Grun, I don't know if you picked up on it with what Gunther was saying to everybody, and then what we just witnessed him do merely hours ago. It's just so fantastic. And honestly, this past LFG made me even a bigger Gunther fan, because he went in there and Howse, I know you've heard me say this, and Kevin, I think you have too, but my favorite pick in this whole group, he broke her down. He even made the Undertaker be like, oh shit, why are you coming in here talking shit about my people? And then he was like, Undertaker was like, I had to take a break or a moment because I thought about it, and I was like, God damn, he's right. Why doesn't she know she's a killer? Why does it? Like,
that guy,
dude,
bro, I'm telling you.
Gunther went in there, and they had this guy, Troy, a huge monster of a man, and he is going to be something.
Oh yeah.
But he is relying on his physical features and what he has as a giant of a man. And he's thinking that this is going to carry him over. Well, maybe if it was Vince's WWE, the big man would have got over in this. But even Gunther was like, no, you're really nothing right now. And he got in this dude's head. He got into my favorite pick's head, and she was crying. She was breaking down and crying. And even Bubba got into her head. It's, and the one pick Grun had, Xena, she stepped up. She took everything Gunther said, and even what Bubba said, and he looked at her and he's like, we don't need that happy-go-lucky bullshit. That's not what we need right now. I need a new side of you. I need the complete opposite of what you're doing. And she came out and gave it. And it was all under the direction of Gunther and what he was saying to these people. Like, he went in there and was like, oh, you're all pro athletes. Oh, you were amateur wrestlers. Oh, weightlifters. Oh, I guess that didn't work out for you because you're here. So the main goal that you wanted didn't work out for you. So you took your second choice and came here. I'm not an ex anything. I've wanted to wrestle since the day I could walk, and that's what I'm doing. And he's like, you think you're going to come in here with that attitude in my playground? And he verbally beat the piss out of these rookies.
He did not. He made it clear that if you're stepping into this industry, you got to understand that the idea of WWE bringing in college athletes, that may not be new, but it's new how many WWE is bringing in. So if you're stepping in, you got to understand you're not being trained by college athletes from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. You're being trained by people that have been professional wrestlers for 10, 15, 20 plus years.
Fucking Fit Finley's still in that ring training people.
This is still out there, bro.
Yeah.
Not just that, but like those guys that are now training them, there's a unique difference between it, because when Undertaker was trained, when Bubba Ray was trained, we were still in the territory days.
Yeah.
These
100%.
wrestlers now have grown up being trained in the TV age, in the conglomerate corporation age, in the advertising and all of this stuff, and how to make yourself look way bigger on camera instead of just worrying about the live fans. So now it's a unique perspective of, holy crap, you should probably listen to them entirely.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, because you could tell everybody who had a match was giving everything they could. And then at the end of it, they get critiqued. It's like American Idol and stuff like that. So they go in front of those four judges.
Schools. I bet it's the same thing. I haven't watched the show once, but I bet I can tell you exactly what happens.
Yeah. And they break it down.
They go bell to bell. They don't stop the match. They let them make sure they get all the way to the pinfall. Whatever happens, happens. Then they sit on the apron of the ring, or they get off and look at the people. And then that panel of people who happen to be there, who watch the match, they each give their thoughts one by one.
Yep. That's
Guess
exactly
what? That's Wrestling School 101. That's practice matches.
And that's exactly what they do. And, it gives people like me who never took that or got that opportunity or took that opportunity to set in and watch. And I'm loving it. LFG, I completely promote this. Go out there, check it out. And, just to finish that up, Howse, I think this is exactly what this specific match needed. And I cannot wait until next Monday when we see what happens. I can't wait till if we see a Big Jim on Friday. If we see him all beat up with a big, because I don't think we're gonna see Big Jim until either after Mania or at Mania. That's probably a safe bet.
Yeah.
Safe bet on that one. All right, so Grun.
Yep.
It's time for your fucking 15 minutes.
Gee, thanks. Thanks, buddy.
So I love you.
I know you.
So why don't you go ahead and set this up, and then after you get done setting it up, before we give our talks, we'll play the clip.
Okay. So my topic is going to be, once again, on the women's division, the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And the question I have is, the Lyra Valkyria and the Women's Intercontinental Championship, it is being pushed a little bit, but do you guys, I think I've asked this before, and I'm going to ask this again because things are changing. Lyra will be defending against Bayley next week when Raw returns to its regular time. Is Lyra and the Women's Intercontinental Championship are they actually building it to be on the WrestleMania card, or is she and the women's Intercontinental title going to miss WrestleMania?
So your question is the women's IC title going to be on the card for WrestleMania?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Is it important enough to make at this moment to be on the card?
Okay. Who wants to grab this one first?
I'll take it. I'll jump in there real quick and
Jump
say,
all over it.
for sure. So the Women's Intercontinental Championship, it's in an interesting place right now because they are trying to make sure that Lyra Valkyria is getting TV time. You know, she didn't have a match this week, but she has a match next week. So they're building towards it, and it's going against Bayley, who Bayley is a credible name. I think that if you think about it, and if people start, because you guys know how it is with the internet, they'll break everything apart. So the second that we don't see the Women's Intercontinental Championship defended on WrestleMania, we'll see everybody talking about, well, why was the Women's Intercontinental Championship not defended at WrestleMania when
they were complaining that it shouldn't be on Mania? Yeah.
Exactly. Right. So I think that there is going to be pressure on WWE to not only have the Women's Intercontinental Championship defended at some point at WrestleMania weekend, but there might be some pressure for the United States Championship as well, for them to defend that weekend at some point, and mainly because it's both titles' first year of inception. So you want to make them feel important from the get-go.
Yep.
So I feel like that if you want to do that, they have to find some sort of spot on the card between night and one for this title. So yeah, I think we're getting there, and I hope that we are, because we should.
Yeah, I agree with that. Kevin, what is
I'm doing some quick math on these matches that we have on the card so far.
I'll give my thoughts then. So I think it is important enough to have a Mania spot, but that's just because I come from a world of when WrestleMania happened on one night, on a Sunday night, it was a magical night. You got to see the best champions defend their titles against some of the best competitors going up against it. You got to live in this 3-4 hours of just amazing world, like a whole different world. That's what Mania night is. So to me, if you're going to take the time and effort to make these titles, and titles matter, if you're going to do that, then at least showcase them on the biggest stage that you own, because that's what it needs. Lyra, she does great work. There's not much I can complain about her.
I like Lyra.
I think they're going to hopefully go into turbo drive in the next couple weeks until we get there and push some story. But I'm sitting here wondering why we don't have multiple people in a match for the women's IC. Why don't we have multiple people in a match for whatever title out there? I mean, we see all these big titles, the world title, all that. We see all that, and we see 3 people going for it. We see, 4 people trying to go for something. We see all this, but why are these titles? Like, that would be the title I would do that around. I would create chaos around, is those titles, the US title, the Women's Intercontinental title. Do we have a Women's United States title too?
We do. Chelsea Green.
I would hype that one. Yeah, I always forget about Chelsea. She's somebody I forget about. Anyways, so I know, Grun, shake your head. It's okay. But you see what I'm saying? I think those titles need to be hyped up, because I'm an Intercontinental kid. I love the Intercontinental title. When you got 2 competitors going for that, Intercontinental titles are spectacular things. Kevin, how's your math going?
Math is complete. I was trying to remember what kind of matches were on last year and how many.
Sure.
If we're going off of last year as a blueprint, we had 14 matches on both nights. Assuming that that's the case and they go for something similar, right now, the way I see it, we have 7 confirmed matches. I would assume we also get Drew McIntyre and Priest.
Yep.
Yep.
I would assume, based on the build from today, we also get tag titles match between New Day and War Raiders.
Could see it.
Mhm.
I would
Mhm.
assume, based on the tag team stuff happening on SmackDown, we're going to get some kind of turmoil match out of that.
Mhm.
And then my assumption as well is that we will get Jade and Naomi.
Mhm.
Those are the additional ones. That leaves 11 matches. So that
Okay.
leaves 3 spots left, assuming that math adds up.
Mhm.
I would say you want one of those women's titles defended. It doesn't
Okay.
matter which, but you want one of your new mid-card titles to definitely be defended. That being said, I don't know if there's a spot for both.
Ooh.
And I don't know where they're going to go with anything else or how much time every match is going to need. But I just don't know if you'll have time for both. Because I also don't know if you want to do something with Americano and Rey Mysterio for Mania.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Can I
there's
can I
more
ask you something real quick, Kev?
Absolutely.
So what are your thoughts on, let's say, the Women's Intercontinental Championship finds a spot on the card for WrestleMania weekend, and maybe the Women's United States Championship maybe be the main event of the SmackDown before Mania?
I was going to say, I think SmackDown before Mania is going to be a wash. I'm going to be honest. A wash in that everyone might be traveling. Everyone's doing other, like there's a lot of stuff going on that Friday. They'll further stories. They'll keep it moving, but I think it's going to be a keep it moving show. Not a big, like this happened show. I would do the opposite. I would put Chelsea Green on the Mania card defending her title. I feel that she has a hotter run. I feel like she has a hotter thing going on.
I could see that.
So I would put the US title on Mania. I don't care who she's facing.
Yeah. And plus the entourage that she comes with, that's entertaining too.
Yeah,
So.
the Secret Hervis. And it can kind of, it can be a comedic relief while still being a serious match.
Very
and
true.
I think Mania, the Mania card needs that. We have a lot of serious shit going on. We don't have our truth on the card.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get a hot tag in a ladder match again.
So
I fucking love his mind.
So what I would do instead is I would have, and honestly, I might even change the title here. I would postpone or figure out how to do Bayley versus Lyra on the Monday after Mania.
That's I like that. I like
the biggest Mania of the year. You have that Intercontinental title match there, and I think you go with the veteran Bayley. You have her beat Lyra. Because I think you can have Bayley work with more people. Not that Lyra's work is bad. It isn't bad. I think her run has been good, and it wouldn't hurt her to lose it.
No, I think I think that Annie's made a good point, and I agree with it as much as I'm a huge Lyra. I love Lyra Valkyria. I think she's a little perfect, a little too clean. You know, I think she needs some more adversity.
Yeah, she needs something to work back so that she can remain babyface. Because right now, if the tides keep turning the way that they are, and she's not facing that adversity, that believable adversity, like we were talking about earlier with when Gunther was coming, unless the babyface gets that, you may as well turn him heel, because we're gonna stop having faith in the babyface.
Yeah. Grunt, I love this. This is like listening to and this isn't an insult, guys, but Booker T and Mickey talk during the matches.
No offense to that.
At LFG, because they both just sit there and they'll say little things to each other and bounce it off while they're watching the match. And I just love hearing you guys talk about this stuff.
I do that during practice matches too, when I'm watching new guys go through.
Well, that's just because you're a treasure of this world, Kevin.
Thank you.
He is, man. Such knowledge.
He really is. All right, Kevin, we are at your moment, my friend. What do you have for us this week?
All right. So we saw, I'm not going to spoil who returned today to the tag division. We'll leave that for Wednesday. But I always found it interesting that WWE kind of put together people and made it work, like an odd couples kind of thing. Okay. Because at the beginning of this tag team's lifespan, they felt like an odd couple to me. They were just like, well, we didn't have anything else in the other division, so we're gonna give it a shot. They're both from the same country, right? Uh, but that got me to thinking while I was seeing it. And I thought maybe I'll pose this to the class and we'll see where we're at. There are many people who are underutilized in the WWE right now. And it's simply because there are a finite number of spots and they have many contracted athletes. Is there anybody you would like to see become a tag team and help out maybe that Raw division? Because it seems like they need it the most. I don't care if you need to bring people from SmackDown. I'm opening it up to the roster. In fact, I'll open it up to NXT.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Who might you put together? Who do you think might work well together?
So just an oddball team, not an established team.
It
correct?
doesn't need to be like oddball, like they're a kooky, crazy couple together. You can make them a team over time. But like, to me, like I'll point one out to me that just started happening on NXT is I forget this guy's name, but the guy who's tagging with Josh Briggs. They feel very like, well, these two are here now. Let's put them together. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And now they've gotten more opportunity because of it. No Quarter Catch Crew came about that way, in my opinion. They had a lot of guys and they said, how can we put them together? They said, let's make them a faction. And now we got, Tavion Heights being an absolute G.
You ain't lying there, man.
So there are many instances of this working. I'm just curious. Maybe you see something. Maybe you see someone that could benefit from that. Maybe that could make that work. Fraxium's a good one to put together too, by the way.
I was going to say Fraxium, but I was like, hold on, let me try to put something together because I honestly think Fraxium could be a shot in the arm that Raw Tag Team division needs.
Oh, yeah.
I think yes, but I would say they're an established team. So I'm looking for is not to transfer a tag team from NXT if you're bringing them from NXT, but someone who is not in a tag team that maybe might work with it. I know this is going to take some thinking because you got to think of the roster.
I got something. Go ahead. I got something. Go ahead and go.
I think I got a team that that NXT can put together for the Raw division, and it's these two have had quite a bit of TV time somewhere else, but under WWE, I think they are going to be megastars. Ethan Page and Ricky Saints.
Ooh, see, I love that team.
That would be a great one.
I think both. I think their personalities. I think they can really bounce off each other and be a great, formidable tag team that's also entertaining. That can cut good promos.
No, I
think that would be really good. I like that a lot.
Yeah,
I do like that. That's good. That's really good. I didn't think about that, man. That's yeah.
I'm gonna go women's division.
Okay.
And I want to do this just because I feel that in the past couple months, the rug got pulled out from under her feet when things were just seeming to start kicking off. And I'm taking Zoe Starks and I'm putting her with Bayley. I wanted to put her with Asuka, but I'm something with Asuka in a tag team. I think she might outshine Zoe, and that's not what I'm trying to do here.
I think the only person who doesn't get outshined by Asuka, and it's simply because they just meet in the middle, is Kairi Sane, and they're just a perfect tag team.
Agree. Yeah, totally agree with you there. So that's going to be my pick: Zoe Starks and Bayley together. I just like the comedy that Bayley has shown us. And I like her quick wit and the way she is in a ring. And I think her and Zoe could come up with some pretty cool tag team moves with each other. And they would be a very in-your-face type tag team. And I would just truly enjoy that on Raw.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a good one.
It is. Okay, so I got one here. So for that Raw tag team division, I mean, I'm thinking about a new, because we have the New Day, they're heels now, a new big babyface tag team that people could really get behind, think that they're cool and feel the vibe. They already have some chemistry together on screen. They're on opposite sides right now, but I'd put them on the same side and let them cook as a tag team. That's Trick Williams and Javon Evans.
I thought about them. I thought
Yeah.
about them.
Oh man, you just want the gold to be taken from people?
I'm saying.
Those two together are gonna annihilate people.
Bro, and they already have good chemistry, so the promo
Yep.
work would be there really well. You have the strong, you got the strength over there, Trick. You got the bounciness with Javon Evans. I think these two together could be fun, and if you let them get some chemistry together, they could find something to make it a cohesive tag team, a catchphrase or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And they'll have fun matches. They'll have exciting matches. So yeah, I would finagle some kind of way to put Trick Williams together with Javon Evans, stick them on Monday Night Raw, and just let them cook through the tag division.
No, I love that. That would be that'd be like a shot of steroids into the tag team division if that happened. And not only in ring, promo work and everything, like you were talking.
Yeah.
I'm cooking now in my thought processes.
Oh, here we go.
I can see it, man.
All right. I was thinking about this question, but I didn't want to really think about it and just write down a bunch before I got here.
For sure.
I wanted to hear things. So I have one, and this is just me in listening. I came up with these. I have one that's two are currently in the WWE. One's a men's, one's a women's, and then I have one that's speculating coming back to WWE with someone who's already there. I'm gonna end with that one because I feel that's the coolest.
Sweet.
We got
one.
Lou
I think
in
that
the
would
chat too. He's got one for you. So
perfect. Hit us before I get going.
Oh, okay. Lou is saying, how about Logan Paul and Lexus King help slowly introduce King as he backs up Logan and let them work as a solid tag team? I don't hate that.
I don't hate that. I think the relationship should be mentor-mentee.
Yes.
I think that's how I would run that tag team, where Lexus King is kind of his lackey.
Yeah.
But they are a tag team. He isn't subservient so much, like he's not helping Logan win singles titles.
Right.
But they are a team. It's just clear that the one guy is like more of
the guy. Yeah.
Because then you can make Lexus King face over time simply by turning him against Logan Paul.
Oh,
yeah.
Exactly.
So that might be a temporary team, but I think it's a shot in the arm as well.
Yeah.
So the one I came up with, the many I came up with, one's because Judgment Day is about to implode, and I think this guy needs something. Because I think he's the highlight of the Judgment Day is Dominic Mysterio, and I would put him with Santos Escobar. I think you could put them in a solid tag team. I think they would mirror off of each other. Their styles are very similar, and they both get heat through punchable faces. So why not double it up?
Dude, I didn't even think of that, but you are 100 on that. That would be
that would help Santos a lot too.
Yeah,
and it would help Santos.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it would get Dom to a title.
Yep.
Damn.
I like it.
Women's. I just want to see this one happen because I think it would be brutal. Shayna Baszler and Lola Vice.
Oh my god,
That'd be cool.
Ooh.
That would be fire.
Because the MMA stylings that they could pair into moves and in double teams and things like that would look gritty. It would look brutal. I would believe it. I would just I can't say enough about both. There's two of my favorite workers that are going through in the WWE right now because of their grit. They don't look fancy. They look like they hit their stuff safe, but they don't look fancy. And I love that.
I do too. I that's awesome. I love that pairing.
Last
I love all the
one.
pairings, really.
Last one. This guy needs something. Again, just like Dominic once he's out of Judgment Day. But this guy has been needing something for a long time. They just got him out of a group. Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross has been doing a lot of stuff backstage. He's been doing a lot of things to be, this character to bring people to their evil side. And there is few people more evil in presentation than a potential returning Aleister Black. Why not make them a tag team instead of putting them against each other like a lot of people have been saying? Why not make them together? And I get that might be a bit more controversial only because you're going to think, oh, Aleister Black, we're going to make him a face and Cross is going to be a heel. But I think you could easily make Aleister Black a heel if you need to, or if you want to.
Easy.
Because he is, again, one of those guys with a very gritty style. And that gritty style can get turned on people that you love very quickly. And Karrion Kross being the person to drive him there, and then they become a team, might even lead to more business where Aleister Black eventually is a face and turns back on Kross. It doesn't need to be a long-term thing. If it doesn't end up working, you can do the future business. But I think they would go together like peanut butter and goddamn jelly, and they would make magic.
I agree with you on there.
I agree.
And Nick is saying he thinks Karrion will lead Judgment Day.
I don't hate that.
Words.
Yeah, I think that could be good too.
Yeah, I think that would be a great one. Okay, so before we wrap up, I want to piggyback off what you set up, Kevin.
Sure.
Because this was fantastic. I really like this one.
Yeah.
Now I want to open it up to fantasy booking.
Absolutely.
And what I mean is going back in time. If we can pair a tag team up and they can cross brands, they can do whatever, like just how Kevin set it up. Who would you have?
We're talking tag teams, right?
Yeah. Just like you were saying, two different people, throw them together and see what cooks.
From different companies?
Yeah, from anything. Just
fantasy booking. So anything.
Yeah, so like the Ruthless Aggression era, Attitude era,
it's
all that. Yeah, I'm talking like any era want to.
You're in a time vacuum where everyone's alive and they're in their prime. And you're in a place where Vince McMahon didn't take everything away, so you could book anybody.
I think
there we go. Wow.
I'm gonna say the one I'm sure a lot of people would have loved to see. Dominic Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay.
Why you got to go nostalgia, man? Of course, people want to see that shit. That would be something everybody wants to see.
Yes.
That would be fire.
But I do love that, Grun. I love that. I would give you money to see that.
This might be a out of left field a little bit. I'm gonna stick with Karrion Kross, but I'm gonna pair him with Sean O'Haire.
I love Sean O'Haire. Oh man, I love that. Yeah, they would work good with each other too.
The devil's advocate.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Nick's chiming in. He would like to see AJ and Michaels.
Ooh, that would be prime Michaels. Yeah.
And I'm going to have to piggyback off what I said to Grun. Of course, Nick, we would want to see this. This is something we've all wanted to see.
I like what Lou was saying.
Yeah, Kurt Angle and Chad Gable.
Oh, that's a good one.
Money.
I think also I could also say Kurt Angle. I would switch this one out. I would keep Chad Gable. I would put in Shelton Benjamin as well. I think both.
That'd be good.
Ooh,
that would essentially be the world's greatest tag team.
Basically.
Easily.
Here's an absolute. Oh man, if I wouldn't want to stand across the ring from these two. Bobby Lashley, Oba Femi.
Oh my god!
As a tag team. Or when are they going to lose the titles? That's my
brother.
question.
I'm looking at AEW, and when is Hurt Syndicate going to lose the tag titles? And that's Shelton.
Man,
I can only envision a tag team like Jamie Noble and fucking Brian Kendrick just taking turns tagging each other out immediately. Like, no, we don't want to be in this match.
That would be good.
Honestly, I would take that team, though. I think that'd be a fun team because JB Noble and Brian Kendrick both know how to work. So they can be conniving little shit goblins, and I think they would be perfect at it.
And you would love to hit them. They would do their job perfectly.
They both had very punchable faces back in the day.
Yes.
Very true. House, you got us. You got one?
I do got one. Actually, Nick already said it. He's in there in the chat right there. That's Braun Breaker. I was going to Braun Breaker versus his father, Rick Steiner, or with his father, Rick Steiner, but Braun Breaker and Steiner together doing the big Papa Pump thing. I think that would be dope.
I think Nick's saying he wants to see them verse each other.
I want to
think
see
he
them
misunderstood what
as
you
a
said.
tag
That's a
team.
good fantasy booking though too.
Yeah.
It is.
Take
Oh,
both.
yeah.
I'm gonna say I would love to see Macho Man and my dear homie Sabu in a tag team together. I think
Ooh.
the madness that you would be able to create with those two would be so epic. Imagine an elbow drop with the Arabian facebuster coming right off. Oh, man.
Jesus.
But that's just because I like insanity, I guess. Yeah.
You know,
Man.
I got one more. Just because, and I already said him once, but for some reason it won't leave my mind. For some reason, I would have Trick Williams, and I would have him led by New Jack.
Jesus Christ.
Show a little violent side to him.
Yes.
I mean,
Okay.
Bring out Trick's
Trick
violent
Willie-
side. Yep.
I mean, Trick Willie's getting violent right now
Yeah.
on NXT. New Jack
Yep.
would just bring him up to the pros.
Yeah. New Jack
Holy
would
hell.
New Jack would be that older brother who just goats him into doing shit.
That's
Oh,
exactly like he's
Last
the OG,
week I
bro.
jumped from them rafters. You can jump from the roof.
All right, I got one more. Women's Lita and Paige.
Oh,
That would be
I like that.
interesting.
That'd be fun. I think that would be
About-
fun.
What about China Jade?
Oh,
China
okay.
Jordan Grace.
Evan, if I
Oh,
had my
China
wallet,
Jordan Grace.
if I had my wallet, I would just hand you money right now.
Man, come on, for real.
Here's a wild one because I wouldn't want this guy. I wouldn't want Gunther in a tag team, but I think this would be a wild pairing. Rhino and Gunther.
Oh my
Oh.
god. Oh
That
my god.
would be so
That would-
destructive.
It'd be destructive. It would be. I think it would be. I think it's. I don't think people the potential for that to being so entertaining is so
Oh,
high
yeah.
because you can have Gunter be that serious tag team partner, and Rhino, we know he can be goofy and silly, but we also know when that bell rings, run.
That's
Get
the
out
key.
of his.
Because I think if you're gonna put Rhino in that, it wouldn't be the goofy, silly Rhino. I know he has range.
Yeah,
I've met the man. He's a good dude. He has a lot of range, but I have seen his old work. That's the Rhino that I'd want.
oh
And
yeah.
I would want him
Oh,
with
yeah.
a Gunther that's just murdering people with him.
I would love it. Look at this bullshit Nick's throwing out here. Ivy Nile versus Josh. Nick
I'm
T,
not
a
biased or
special guest.
anything.
Yeah, whatever. I'm not getting in the ring if you're the ref there, Nick. I already know what's gonna happen to me. Gee whiz. Man.
man.
So I think this is a great episode. We had a
Mhm.
fantastic Raw. That's the end of the European tour for right now. We'll be back on schedule next week with us previewing Raw and getting it ready, getting everybody up to date with what's going on and what we're into. So speaking of what we're into, fans, you see the group that we have here. We all work together under one umbrella. It's the In Your House umbrella, and it was brought to us by Howse. So Howse, let these fans, these window lickers, I know they may not be up to your speed, buddy, but I'm telling you, they're a good force out there. They're good troopers out there. So let them know where they can find you.
Hey man, I appreciate everything that you guys do on Mondays and all your guys' followers that come every single Monday and listen to you guys do this show. It's a weekly show. You guys always, come through and do it every single Monday. It's appreciated, that you do this work, under the In Your House umbrella. So it is appreciated for sure. As far as me, I'm just going to be doing what I'm doing, and that's right here doing my thing In Your House. And of course, on Wednesdays, I'm going to be doing my thing with Annie O'Neill, the Raw deal with Howse and O'Neill. I'm going to be giving all my thoughts on this Monday Night Raw. I got a lot of thoughts on Cody and Cena, a lot of thoughts on the main event women's championship match, things in the middle that I'm definitely going to be talking about, including reiterating the Gunther and Jey Uso stuff. But yeah, I'll be doing that. Then on Thursday, I'll be doing the ECW watch along. And that's going to be ECW television. We're in 1999 right now, and that's been most definitely fun, and we're going to continue that. And then Sunday, on the Sunday house parties there, every single Sunday, just chopping it up with you guys, the core four, about all things that happen throughout the week. with professional wrestling. And then I'll have Emerge April 12th. So April 12th for the Emerging Stars 2 tournament. That's going to be great. A lot of great young, hungry talents that's going to be coming from the Midwestern area and coming to be a part of the second annual tournament. That's going to be great. And yeah, other than that, this is where you're going to catch me leading everything up until WrestleMania. We got a lot of things moving. We've got the NCAA Bracket Mania Challenge that's winding down. And yeah, man, I'm just enjoying it, man. Finishing off this vacation and ready to get back to work.
Beautiful, beautiful. So fans, go hit up Howse and go see what else he's got his hands into, because it's a lot. And this next Wednesday, you're going to want to tune in and listen to what he has to say, because I've heard it. I'm in the chat. I'm special. It's a fun time. Grun, you're there. You've heard what he said. Kevin, I seen you going back and forth with him today. So it was a great discussion. I was working, so I had to, pay attention when I could.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
But other than that, Grun.
Yes.
Let them know where they can find those beautiful blue eyes of villainous and that herpes-ridden nose.
Hit that one in right at the end.
You can find me at twitch.tv/grunmeister, where I stream every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern with the SmackDown Preview Review Show. And be sure to hit the follow button, because I am a sneaky streamer. Sometimes I pop up out of nowhere and throw in some gaming.
He does. He did this to me this last week. You popped up a couple days. Kevin, let them know where they can find you and all the greatness you have.
Well, as always, you can find me at on Facebook at Kevin Calloway, and then on Instagram at Calloway Kevin. I will be at Divine Women's Pro Wrestling, not wrestling, obviously, because I'm not a female worker. But I am there because I am their agent and consultant. I'll be there on April 12th out in Ann Arbor. I am at Frontline Pro again at the end of the month. And you never really know where I'm going to pop up. But, this just got announced, which is really cool. And I'm affiliated with them as well. Lucha Boom. Promotion out here is running an entire weekend, basically. They're doing the Masonic Temple on May 2nd, and they are doing Lansing at the Lansing Shuffle on May 3rd. And then we're doing a Sanctuary Fight Club on May 4th. And that's at Sanctuary in Hamtramck.
Beautiful. I love that, Kevin. You got so much going on.
I got my hands in a lot of pies.
You do.
Busy man.
Everybody I've ever talked to that knows you, nothing but great things to say about
that's
you. Man.
Nice.
Yeah. So go out there, check out what Kevin's doing, and go buy some tickets where he's going to be at. I heard I seen Frontline might have snubbed you a little bit on this last poster.
They sent out a quick results, and they did not include that I inserted my will after the Fatal 4-Way match. And they could have easily written, and then Kevin Calloway struck his own opportunity because they didn't give me a match. And you know what? It's problematic when they decide to book someone and don't give them a match. So sometimes I have to take matters into my own hands.
And that's why we love you. He's a gentle, gentle man until you get him riled up.
My business
watch
is my
out.
business.
Yeah, that's on you. That's on you. So, fans, if you like what we did here and you enjoy it, stop by next Monday. We do the same thing, 7 p.m. It will be me, Grun, and Kevin giving you Raw preview. And it's going to be back in the States, so we're going to be back on time. Everything's going to be normal next week. So come join us. It'll be a fun time.
We'll have a show to preview.
Yeah, we'll have a show to preview. So that kind of helps in the whole title and everything. So come hang out with us next Monday at 7. As you heard, we are moving the ECW watch along to Thursdays now. So come join me and Howse on Thursday when we go extreme and we watch ECW in a watch along series that we've been loving. I know it's been in the back burner for a couple weeks, but life happens. So jump back into us. We're going back on the road and we're going to watch some ECW, and I hope to see you all there. Outside of that, you can catch me on a Sunday house party. That's where I hang out with all the friends and we talk wrestling the previous week, and we have a lot of fun there. Last Sunday was a blast. You should go check it out. There's a lot of great content, a lot of great discussion that we had with our special guest Raj. It was a fun time. He had some great insight, and you can catch him in our chats every Sunday. He's always there. This Saturday, we will be doing a conspiracy at sea, so come join us for that. That'll be fun. That is the Voices topic, so you know it's going to get weird, and come get weird with us. We like it. So for me, for the Window Lickers, from the In Your House crew, we thank you for giving us your time and your energy on this Monday, and we can't wait to see you on the next one. I got to hit this because Bruzy just jumped in. Every Sunday is a blast. That is right, Bruzy. We love you. Nick, click and subscribe. We love you guys. Thank you all for being a part of what we do here, and we will catch you on the next one.
Shadows creep in the spotlight's glow. Turning cold, now it's time to throw. Chains on my neck, but I'm losing the brain. Ropes of smoke, twist dissolving my pain. End of the show, let the chaos unfold. Heart blacker than the night, ice cold. Crowd screaming, but